Hi everyone, I wanted to follow up on a video I made about getting the Raspberry Pi 4 set up to do web automation. In this video, I'll be writing a script that'll take information from a website and store it into a text file. So we'll start off by opening up the Python IDE. We'll go ahead and import modules from the Selenium library by writing the following. Alright, so the first line will allow us to access web pages with the WebDriver. The second module allows us to use special keys like the return key, the alt key, and any of the F keys. And the final module will allow us to use XPaths, which are relative paths within the HTML that we can use to access specific elements within the web page. So I'll go ahead and start off by opening up a website. In this case, I'm going to choose Amazon.com to be the website, and I'll do it by writing the following. All right, so we created the instance of the Chrome WebDriver in this line, and we asked it to get the following web page. So we'll go ahead and save it. And then run it, see if it sends us to Amazon.com. Okay, perfect. So it sent us to Amazon.com and we'll continue forward. Just close it out right now. Actually, I'll open Amazon on a separate Google Chrome window and we'll just look at some of the elements. Right now I'm interested in getting the search box. So I'll go ahead and right click on the search box up at top and then scroll down to inspect. Click on inspect so we could check out what the element has to offer. So we'll be using some of the Selenium get element by ID commands. So in this case, we see that the element for the search box has an ID called 2-tab search text box. So we'll be using that to actually get access to that text box. So if we remember that and we go and write this code, what I'll be doing is I'll be writing the code to actually access that element, clear it, uh, input some keys, specifically text, and then press return so that I can actually search whatever I type in. So I'll go ahead and write that out. I will go ahead and search for toilet paper, just because it's hard to find these days. All right, So like I mentioned before, we're going to use we're going to search the driver and find an element by the ID that's given for the search box, which was 2-tab search text box. We're going to clear that element. We're going to send the keys toilet paper, and then we are going to hit the special key return. So we'll go ahead and try that out. All right, perfect. It looks like we actually were able to access Amazon and search for those contents. So I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit further. I'm going to open up the other window that we had previously open, and I'm going to search toilet paper. All right, I'm going to close this out for the moment. All right, so we'll just go ahead and search for some random link. So we'll right click on this and to inspect the element that is one of the results of the search. So we have span class, and we have, I think if we expand this, we'll have some text as well. So it may be difficult to actually access this element by the ID since it doesn't have one. I don't think you can. So we have to go about this a different way. One way you can do this is by actually installing an extension called CrowPath. It's a Google extension that allows you to retrieve the XPath, which is another way of identifying an element. So right now I have it already installed, but I'll remove it and kind of go through the process of actually installing it onto your Google Chrome. So you search for Chrome Path, and then you actually go into the page, and it sends you to this web page. In fact, we'll just go back. Okay, Chrome Path, click on it. Currently, I don't have it, so we'll add it to Chrome. So yes, we'll add the extension. Perfect. So it's right there, and it says that you have it. We'll go ahead and close out the entire window just so that we can refresh the Google Chrome. And then we'll go to Amazon.com. Let's do our search again. All right, so we refreshed the web page. Now we can scroll down here and choose any of these. Maybe uh, this this might be good enough. So we'll right-click on the actual text. Usually, when you left-click on it, it'll send you to the page, and we'll inspect the element. So, on this row of options, originally there was nothing past accessibility, but now we have this CrowPath menu that we could choose. So, as we inspected that element, we actually have a relative path that we can use to access and click on that specific item. So we can actually do this another way. Let's say, oh, sorry, I got a little distracted by that. Okay, we can also select an element in the page to inspect it by going up to this top left corner button on the sidebar. So we click on this, and then we could actually search an element. And for instance, we could choose this one. Right click on it, and then we get access to the relative XPath, which is great. So we can click to copy this path, which I'll go ahead and do. And then we'll write out the commands that we need in order to click on that link. So we went ahead and copied that XPath. And at the end of it, we'll do dot click. Okay, now we should be able to find this item after we had searched for toilet paper and click on it. We'll go ahead and test that out. Okay, perfect. So it brought us to the page of that item. We'll go ahead and close this out again and go back to our other window. So now I'm interested in actually grabbing the price from this items page. So to do that, we'll actually open up the item page, and then at the price, we'll right click on it and inspect the element, which is the price. Again, we can use an XPath and use that extension, and it should give us the relative XPath for that price. We'll go ahead and copy it and repeat some of the steps that we did, but in this case, we'll actually just grab the text, which is the price. We'll paste the relative XPath. All right, and we'll add dot text at the end. Okay, so now we have the actual price of the item as a string. We could go ahead and print the price to see if we actually have it. And actually, we will add the date and time just so that we can actually see what time we access this price. We'll print it as a string as well. So let's go ahead and run this, see how it looks. All right, great. Looks like we actually printed the price and the date and time. So now we could actually store this information into a text file. So to do that, we'll just go and build. We'll exit out of this. I think we need this just yet. We could actually just create something, an empty file here on the desktop. So we'll call it just TP for toilet paper. Also right click on it and copy the path for this file because that's something that we'll need. All right, so we'll go ahead and actually write the price and the date into this file and then append each time we run this script. So I'll go ahead and write that out. We'll paste the path to that text file. All right, so we're going to open that file. Then we're going to write the price, say put in a new line, and then write the date, uh, put in a new line, and then close it. So I should actually add something to this since we're looking to append instead of just rewrite over it. So we'll just type this at the end. All right, now we are set to append. So we'll go ahead and run this maybe twice just to verify. Okay, great. And actually, we don't necessarily need this, so we'll just delete these at the moment. But let's check our text file. All right, perfect. It looks like it grabbed the price and the date and time. So another thing, we might want to actually close out the web page. So to do that, we'll type the following just to make it cleaner. So we just retrieve the data, close it out, and then write it into that text file. So let's go ahead and run this again. All right, great. So it ran through this, it's completely finished, and now let's just check our text file. All right, perfect. So it ran again and it appended at the end of the text file. Exactly what we wanted. So you can actually put this into a for loop and run this as many times as you want. Maybe put some delay on it so you run it maybe every day or so if you want to continuously run this. But this is just an introduction as to using Selenium to grab information from a website and write it onto a file. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in what I am doing, go ahead and like and subscribe. I plan on doing more of these videos, maybe other projects as well. Anyway, thank you very much, and thanks for watching.